What's up, world? It's your girl Receipts with Rel, and I'm coming to y'all with a wonderful talk show. We got a wonderful podcast tonight. I got my cuz here with me. What up, to?
What's going on, everyone? What's going on?
Man, nothing much. We just got a lot to talk about.
We got time. We're going to get through it.
For sure. So, my cousin here, he owns a podcast. He has his own podcast that he does. Is it weekly?
Yes,
Okay, so why don't you tell my viewers a little bit about yourself?
I have go by two Aloysius. Me and one of my friends, O'Shea Art, have our own podcast on Spotify called Tangent Media Podcast. Catch us there weekly. We do weekly. We talk about topics, whether it's, you know, everyday thing, music, movies, a little bit of sex here and there, but we have our guests and we let them ask questions. So it's day-to-day questions that you may want to know a man's opinion on, and we do want women's opinion. So we do have female guests come on and talk, and we have just regular conversations, try to enjoy ourselves, have a good time, and we always ask the guests or ask our fans to join in and answer questions or even ask questions so we can answer them on air.
All right, y'all heard the man himself. He got an interactive podcast where he talks about various topics, including sex, and he allows the viewers and listeners to tune in. I like that. I like that. So, how does that normally go when you had the viewers call in? They don't be saying nothing too crazy, do they?
We don't have them call in, but we'll tell you, like, okay, so we have a Facebook page. The Facebook page is the Tangent Media Podcast. We go on there and we tell them. So in the DMs there, you can send us questions, or even the questions that we ask on air, we put up on the podcast or on the page so you can answer. We'll read your answers on air. So we've had that a few times where people come in and giving their opinion on a question we ask, or they even give us some questions as we on air. We'll read your question, answer your question on air, and even put it back up for other people to respond to.
I love that. I love the fact that y'all are touching on those topics. And I love hearing a male perspective, which is the reason why I have you on the show today. So,
everybody need a little bit of both sides. You can't go one way without somebody else giving you a rebuttal or their view on it too.
yeah, because I try not to be biased. I'm one of those reporters, I want to hear all sides, and I want to get perspective from all different sides, But as a woman, I can only give a woman's point of view. So today, I wanted to talk to you about this topic that's going around. I seen this TikTok video of this woman. She's Somalian, I believe. She's a black woman, but I believe she's Somalian, and she got this big old lump on the side of her face because she's claiming that some man at the club that she was at attacked her and hit her upside the head with a brick because she didn't want to give him her number.
Yeah, I actually just saw this video maybe 20 minutes before you called, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And she had a nice sized lump on the side of her face, and all the guys were standing around while this guy hit her with a brick because she wouldn't give him the number, which is, if what she's saying is true, is ridiculous.
Yeah. If what she's saying is true. Go ahead.
If she's saying it's true, that's ridiculous. Even if that isn't your girlfriend or family member, that could be your girlfriend or family member that somebody did that to. And you would go ballistic if it was them, so do the same for someone else. I would just stand there and watch it happen.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear you say that. I'm happy to hear your perspective, because a lot of the perspectives that I was hearing, man, they were terrible. Like you had guys on there who were defending her, but then it was like split half and half because then you had other guys who were like,
that ain't got nothing to do with us. Why we gotta step in it?
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Why we gotta step in it? And I'm gonna tell you like this. I wanted to talk about this because I went into the situation feeling one way, and then after hearing everybody's opinions, I'm split.
A little bit torn.
Yeah, I'm torn, because I grew up and the men in my family, including you, like y'all had our backs, and
Yeah,
we have
we
each.
catch a case over any and every one of you.
Okay, so this whole new social media era of just turn your head, look the other way, just pretend you don't see nothing happening that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not used to that.
And that's and that's the thing that to me is like kind of ruining the new generation because it's almost always like stand by and watch instead of helping out. Instead of you can see a house on fire, instead of help jumping in and grabbing the people out the house to make sure they're okay, everybody is on the sideline kind of with their phone just watching it burn with people inside. And
Yeah.
somehow making that okay when it's not.
Yeah, that's the world that we live in. I even watched a Law and Order episode, and they gave a name for it because it's so common in New York, especially, and it's like, they can't get any cases solved, let alone prevent any cases from happening because everybody is just standing around with their phones out. Now, my thing is, as a man, I wouldn't be able to just stand by and just not do nothing. Like, even if, okay, let's say you don't want to interfere, you might not even know how to fight. I don't know, you know what I'm
But you don't have to fight to brush them up. You can jump between that. Hey, bro, like between two guys. So say if I saw that situation, I don't really be wanting to fight some dude. I don't know like that. I get that.
saying?
But you
Yeah.
see him pick up the brick, like, yo, bro, calm down. It ain't even that dang serious. You ain't gotta fight the man. You just
Yeah,
gotta stop him.
for
Oh, bro,
sure.
that ain't it, bro. She didn't want you. And then, you know, I don't know if you allow cussing on here or not. So,
Oh yeah, not
but
yeah, we could cuss, just not too much.
okay,
YouTube.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, hey, man, yo, calm down. Forget that, bro. You know, she ain't worth all that. She ain't that cute anyway, bro, for you to be throwing a brick at me, whatever. So,
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that reverse psychology. Because sometimes you gotta do that with maniacs. Like, hey man, she ain't even all that. Like, even if you
yeah,
gotta make the antagonizer feel good.
yeah. But in that situation, it causes him not to do something to harm somebody else. Plus, you know, everybody going home the same way they came out that night. A little more irritated, but everybody go home the same way they came out.
Yes, that's the most important thing. And that's what some guys were saying. They like, at the end of the day, I got kids to go home to. So, how do you feel about that on the flip side? Because people are like, well, that's not my woman. That's not my sister, my mother, or anybody that I value. And I still have women that I value that I have to get home to. And they're saying there's been situations where people have stepped in um, to intervene with what was going on, and they didn't hit the person, they just broke it up, and they still ended up getting shot or hurt or whatever that is. So what is a medium common ground that we could come to when it comes to stuff like that?
Like that, I always say, you, you, you look at the situation you're in. So in that case, it looked like they was outside the bar right after they got out the club. Now, if you get outside the bar, outside the club, and it's some of the guys that weren't in the club doing all this stuff, yeah, you kind of got to be more watchful of the situation because there were the guys in the club, they pat you down a lot of times, make sure you don't have weapons or whatever. But the guys outside of the club didn't go through all that. So yeah, you're a little more mindful of the situation of who's arguing with who,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. Just a
Yeah.
dude sitting outside the club who didn't get in because of his outfit on, he can have something on him. He can have a weapon on him. So you're
Ooh,
a little
that's a
more
good
mindful
point.
of that situation.
Good
While a
point.
guy inside the club, you got a little bit better and just beat up somebody.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. The people who are outside of the club generally than the people inside the club because they didn't have to go through security. Yeah, I feel you on that. That's true. That's true.
So you always got to be mindful of your situation. There's situations like long ago for my birthday, our cousin Jermaine's birthday, same day, so same couple of days apart. So we went down there hung out with him, and we were going on the Bill Street. So it's like the whole family together, and my daughter's in front of me. My daughter is 22 years old, beautiful young girl. So we're walking toward Bill Street, walking in toward it, and some guy, probably closer to my age, like trying to holler at her. So she didn't respond to him. She just kept walking. Hey, little mama, what's your name? You cute, though. I can take you home and do some things, blah, 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 blah. She didn't respond. She kept walking. I'm probably no more than about 4 or 5 feet behind her. And he's like, oh, you must be her boyfriend. You know, I'll do some things to your girl. And I look dead at him like, no, I'm her father, and I will slap the shit out of you. Point blank, period.
Okay, I know that's right.
So everybody else is like, oh, so one of the people looked at me like, man, why would you say that? You don't know if that dude got a gun, blah, 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 blah. I was like, you're right. You think, I know I'm paying attention to my surroundings. He's not inside Bill Street, but he's standing right outside Bill Street. So the police are right here. Even if he had a gun, it wouldn't be wise for him to pull it right here. He wouldn't even get that far. So he can talk that crap he wants, but I can slap the shit out of him one way or another. We'll both go to jail. We both go home the next day or whatever. But we're not going to be disrespectful. Not disrespectful me, my daughter, trying to disrespect my, like, it's kind of, he was trying to question my manhood in front of what you thought was my girlfriend, which was actually my daughter. Like I said, I have no problem doing time for over mine. Whether it's my daughter, an auntie, or a cousin. I don't mind doing time for y'all.
Okay, talk to him. Let him know we're not gonna tolerate the disrespect. And I had a similar situation down here in Texas because a couple of years ago I had to all of my homegirls they have and to come party with me for my 30th birthday. And one of my neighbors, she got some new boyfriend, and he had just got out of prison a couple of months prior. Now, before her boyfriend had moved in, the neighborhood was peaceful. It was quiet. We was all sort of like a family village. We all knew each other. And he peeped that though. He started peeping the surroundings, and he was like on some King Kong shit, like trying.
Everybody here is peaceful. Everybody here real. He felt everybody was kind of soft, so he can come in and just come over and take over the block or something.
Yeah, that's what it was. Everybody was like, all right, well, I'm started off with little shit like I would get DoorDash delivered, and he car checking, chin checking the DoorDash people, like who is you? What you here for? I'm like, but I didn't know that he was doing that because he was passing it off to me as like, oh yeah, they had the wrong apartment, man. I had to get your food for you. They was trying to give me your food. So this happened about 3 times before I finally realized. I'm like, man, wait a minute. I'm like, so they just accidentally going to the wrong apartment? Nah, he was literally. Nope, he was stopping them as soon as they pulled in the parking lot. And so that made me feel uncomfortable. And then I would be outside taking my trash out. He always had something to say, even if it wasn't necessarily something bad. He just didn't make me feel comfortable. And my last straw was when my homegirls came to town. He was trying to talk to them, and he was mad because they didn't want to talk to them, and he talked to him, and he got real violently aggressive. One of my homegirls live with your girlfriend. He like, you know, I can't say everything. Yeah, don't worry about what I'm doing. Like I can't say everything that he was saying, but he just got to snapping off, and I'm like, wow. At this point, and then one of my homegirls, she had her kids with her, and he was going off on her. So, at this point, I went off on him, and I was cussing him, and he was every name but his birth name.
The child of God.
Okay, he was every name but a child of God, and so he got to the point where he told me he was like, um shut up. He was like, you ain't gonna do nothing. He was like, shoot this, basically threatening to light up my house. And I'm like, oh really? I'm like, all right, okay, cool, we got something for that. And he like, you ain't gonna do nothing. Where your man at? You ain't got no man. You ain't got no man. Where your man at? What you gonna do? And him saying that really stuck out to me because it was like, you're watching me close enough to see who's going in and out of.
He's checking in to go see who go in and out your house.
Yeah.
Somebody who's trying. He's one of them guys that was still in that somewhat prison mentality, and then that it's somewhat of an inferiority process in his head. Because if ain't nobody else around here gonna say nothing to me, I can get it. But if there's another dude that came up to him like, bro, what you doing? I will chin check you or I'll put you in the dirt real quick. Come around here doing that again. I bet he backed down. He's one of them dudes because the situation sounds like because everybody was so calm and peaceful, most likely predominantly women over there, he felt he can do whatever he wants. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to him.
Yep. That's exactly what happened. And boy, did I show him. I'm like, man, I just look peaceful on the outside, and I just act peaceful because I got two children. You don't know the Sherelle I was before I had kids. Like he
He don't want them problems.
He don't want them problems. So he asked for them though, and he definitely got them. So little did he know, I had a guy friend that I was dating. But he never seen the guy friend because I don't allow niggas to just come over my house.
Come over your house. You got kids. I understand that.
Okay. So the nigga lived around the corner from me though. That was what was so fucking funny. So he pulled up in like 5 minutes flat. So when he pulled up, oh dude ran in the house. So yeah.
That's what I just seen that around here with my goddaughter. Her boyfriend's brother kind of did the same way. They were kind of staying with him while they were. His brother was staying with him while she stayed with me for a little bit while they got their new place together. And his brother was doing all that rah-rah stuff like, oh, they all punks and blah, blah, blah. And I'll shoot everybody, blah, 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 blah. And she was driving my car at the moment. He was going to go throw the rock at my car. And she's like, dude, this is not my car. And the car you about to hit, you really, really don't want them problems with him. She's like, you have not seen my godfather.
Okay.
You don't want them problems with him. You better put that rock down. And I guess he was still gonna do it. And his brother was down like, bro, I'm not gonna save you when you come after me. He thought about it. He stopped and threw it down because he's like, don't give me the warning and just watching me go for this car. And I guess he figured it out, like, they're not playing with me.
Yeah.
And he dropped the rock.
See.
He was doing all that rah-rah. Ain't nobody gonna handle me, blah, blah, blah. His old younger brother handled him. So I was like, if you can't handle your older brother that's 115 pounds, I'm 215.
What you gonna do with me? He can't do he can't do a damn thing with you.
He can't do nothing with me.
Can't do nothing. And so it seemed like a lot of those guys, they have the same mentality and they be having the same upbringing. It's like they'll try women, but as soon as a man get involved, they back down.
Yeah, because they so used to dealing with women. They used to dealing with either their mother, and their mother is like overly barren and strong. She's an overbearing mother and she's strong, so you're used to that. And then your dad was just either your dad was just taking it from your mom, or whatever boyfriend or guy she had around would just take her abuse. So you used to seeing that. Now you role reversing it and doing it to these women. It's not gonna always work. Because once you meet a guy that's actually a stand-up guy, whether working hard or whatever you do, even you could be a drug dealer, but you're a stand-up guy. You stand on your values, you stand on your belief, and he's not backing down. Those guys usually get scared.
Yep, and that's exactly what happened to the guy a couple of years ago. My neighbor boyfriend. That's what happened to him. So my homeboy pulled up, and we were sitting outside in the car for like an hour, and he never came outside.
He would come outside. He would probably peep in the window to see how long that car was there for.
Yeah.
Exactly when y'all pulled off, when you pulled up.
Yeah.
From that point on, he would probably, one, he was going to leave you alone, and two, watch to see when that car is over there because he know he got to stay in the house with that car out there.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So he stayed in the house for a few days, but I called my dad, okay? And he really wasn't ready for them problems, okay? You talking about, the show BMF. BMF is like a TV show for some people, but for
that was a lifestyle for other people.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, you messed with the wrong person's daughter, my nigga. So I called my dad, and he didn't even catch a flight. He drove down here.
You know how mad you gotta be drive from where your dad lives? Because your dad still was Detroit area there.
Yep.
So Detroit to Texas, 15-hour drive. You gotta be really, really mad to drive 15 hours and still be mad when you get there.
Man, talking about running on fumes. When my dad pulled up, he was blasting Lil Baby, okay? it was so crazy because I'm sitting in my living room chilling, and all of a sudden I hear Lil Baby, and I look outside. My dad got the doors wide open, and he blasting the music to let the whole neighborhood know that he arrived. Yes.
Come on outside and get him.
Yeah, man. So it was crazy because he keeps my dad he keeps the scenery for a couple of days. And then like he was I think he peeped the scenery for like a day, and then like he went to go take out the trash and stuff. And then what happened was the girlfriend. Now at this point, she finally decides to step in and say something because now she's feeling uncomfortable. So
yeah, because now it's getting to a point where his stupidity is making everybody come at her house.
Yeah, and it's like, but she didn't say nothing before when he was harassing us, but all of a sudden.
Toward her.
Yep.
She was one of the ones who was comfortable with it. She thought it was cute. It was my man big and strong.
Yep.
Some other dudes come around and they start to show you your dude can get dealt with. And if you stand in the way, you will probably be part of the problem that get dealt with too.
And that's exactly what happened. So I think one day I went outside and she said something smart to me, like, "Who is this man that you got? Like, he keeps parking in front of my door." And I'm like, "Why are you questioning me about anything?" You know, at that point, I just snapped off on her because I'm like, "What are you questioning me for? Your man has been here for 4 or 5 months, harassing the whole neighborhood, harassing us every day, and you didn't care. But now all of a sudden, you know, I got somebody here. She thought it was my man. She didn't even know it was my dad." So she had something to say. She was like, "Are you just making me feel uncomfortable?" I was like, "Oh, well, we've been feeling uncomfortable." So
been feeling uncomfortable. Now it's your turn.
Okay, so then I called Cuz. Okay, I called up Cuz they used to live here. Yeah, and so she called her people. So I called up Kay, and then Kay called up her people.
Got quite a few people.
Okay, and Kay got quite a few people. So her people pull up, my people pull up. Now we at his front door, and you know she opens the door, and she getting all rah rah this and nothing to do with you. Like, where's your man? And he was nowhere to be found. He disappeared. He left her because he knew that we were coming. So what he did was he ran around the corner to go gather up like he went and got a 14-year-old little boy. And so long story short, we had a few words with him, and my dad made him apologize, and he ended up apologizing to me. It's all love, it's all love, blah blah blah. He copping please. And yeah, so I think that whole situation just goes to show like how aggressive some men can be when they get turned down. And I think that's another topic that needs to be had.
Don't like to be rejected. They don't like rejection. They don't like being told no. They don't like being told they're wrong. And they get aggressive, they get upset, they get angry that somebody is correcting them or rejecting them.
Yep.
And that's a problem. That's a problem a lot of people have.
Yeah. What is it? What do you think? Like, is it an ego thing?
Some of it's ego. Some of it's ego, especially if you like pretty boy or really pretty girl and somebody just don't find you attractive. It don't have nothing to do with physical attraction. Just your personality ain't not attractive to. So yes, me and my boy O'Shea, shout out to him. We always say this on the podcast. The prettiest girl can have the ugliest personality and it will turn you off. A girl that's basic has the most beautiful personality that will make you fall in love with her.
Facts.
And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, I've known a girl who's pretty and she thinks everything is like supposed to be handed to her. But I just stopped dealing with her. She can't accept that.
She can't accept it because she like, hold on, nigga, I'm the girl of your dreams. What you mean you done with me?
And I had to break her heart one time. I remember one of the first times we really talked, and I told her. And she had said something like, ain't I the prettiest girl you ever talked to? And I blatantly looked at her and said, no. And she's like, what do you mean? And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, all right, yeah, her still friends. I don't talk to her. She got a boyfriend now. But this is one of my exes. and she's literally my ex. She was maybe about 5'6", big busted, pretty green eyes, light skinned girl. Her dad is Filipino and black. Her mom was Native American and Irish. So she dark hair, green eyes, big butt. And I was like, that's the prettiest girl I've ever talked to. And she was in tears because she couldn't compete. She knew she couldn't compete with that girl. I was like, but it wasn't about being pretty with me. We didn't mesh as well as a couple. We were cool as friends. We weren't good as a couple. So no, I don't date you because you're pretty. I date you because I'm digging you.
Right.
And after a while, her conceitedness, thinking she was pretty, and these dudes should take care of me. That don't work for me.
Yeah.
You being you and being somebody I care about makes me want to take care of you. Makes me want to take you to dinner. Or makes me want to buy things for you because I thought of you at this time.
Yeah.
When you conceited, I don't want to do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me want to do absolutely nothing for you when you conceited and think you deserve something.
Yeah, and it's a fine line between confident and cocky, because I always encourage everybody to be confident.
You should be.
Humble being humble is overrated, but the thing is that if you're cocky and you're not deserving of it,
Right. You should always be a little cocky. I'm not saying cocky to yourself, but you should always, if nobody else loves you, I always say this too, if nobody else loves me, I love me. Before I walk out the door, I look at the mirror and be like, boy, you a pretty little motherfucker over here, and walk away.
Okay.
Hype yourself up. If you don't hype yourself up and have that confidence in yourself, nobody else will have that confidence in you.
For
if
sure.
You come off confident, it's not even got to be confident, but just confident in yourself. You don't have to be cocky and overbearing with it. Be confident in yourself. Confident in who and what you are.
Yes.
People see that.
Yep.
Everywhere you go, you wear it. Once you got that in yourself, people see it. You don't have to hype your go out there and hype yourself up and be loud and boisterous. People see your confidence just walking in the room.
I swear, because confidence is silent. It's not loud. The loudest person in the room.
Loud, but it's not loud in words.
Yeah, it's not loud in words. Like the loudest person in the room is the most insecure. That's usually how it always goes. 99.9% of the time, the loudest person in the room is the most insecure one. The most confident person in the room, they know they don't have to do all of that because their name speaks for itself. And that's how I am. That's how I am. My resume to speak for itself. And I'm not. If you see me out and about, I'm not one of those people that's just gonna be arrogantly loud or arrogantly cocky. And I'm very confident, And I have a certain standard that I like to live. I have a certain lifestyle that I like to live. Also,
whoever you date or you marry they're not responsible for your happiness. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to add to your happiness. Meaning you should be already happy before you get with that person.
Yes.
For the ride and add on to the ride. They should add on to your experience of your happiness, your joy. They're not supposed to be the main source of it. You're not supposed to be the main source of their joy and their happiness.
I'm so glad that you said that. I'm so glad that you said that because the first time I ever heard that was about a year or two ago. It's like, wow, I like that perspective because so many people always say, oh, I need someone to make me happy. I'm looking for someone to make me happy. Or why did he cheat on you? You wasn't making him happy, 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 happy. But what he said was, I'm not looking for anybody to make me happy. I'm already happy.
I just want somebody to enjoy the happiness with.
Yes.
Whether that's a spouse, a parent, a brother, you should be happy on your own. I am happy. I tell people this all the time. I'm happy by myself. I may want a spouse or whatever, or a girlfriend or whatever, but I don't need them. I don't need them to make me happy. I do things that make myself happy. I will travel, as you already know, Rel. I will get the heck up and travel when I feel like traveling. If I feel like tomorrow to go to Timbuktu and I can afford it, I'm gone.
Okay, y'all, this man will get up and catch a flight and won't even tell nobody, okay? He be gone.
Maybe so many times family members will call me like, "Two, where you at?" And I'll be like, "I'm in Vegas," or "I'm in Atlanta," or "I'm literally at the airport about to go to Jamaica." You don't tell nobody. I don't never tell nobody. You see the pictures when I show the pictures.
Yes. I know it's easier said than done, especially when you got young kids. You know, me and my people, we got young kids, but at the end of the day, we spend money and we make time for the things that we want to make time for. So I'm gonna start making travel a priority because it got to the point where I was, convincing myself like, oh man, maybe I should move back to Michigan, man. Like maybe I should move back because I'm feeling a little homesick. But I wasn't even homesick. It was just like, man, I feel like my kids, I want them to know where they come from. I want them to know their family. But I don't have to move to do that. I just need to get up and go
That's
visit.
what family reunions are for. You get to travel on that, and they get to see the family members they didn't know.
Yeah. Yes, family
What happens
reunion.
is
So
they can come to town and see family they didn't know, and travel around the area and see all the family, and then go on back home. Homesickness is taken care of, and kids get to know who their family members are.
you absolutely right. And that's what I'm gonna make a priority. This year I'm gonna work more on next year, 2024, I'm gonna make more priority on traveling. Because a lot of people be thinking like, oh, I wanna move, I wanna move, but it's not always that you wanna move. It's the fact that you need to get out more and expand your horizons. You need to see more of the world.
And I tell a lot of people that my view of the world, or my view, is because I've traveled more in the world. Certain things we do here in America, they don't do in other countries. They find disrespectful. Case in point, like me and my friend, we went to Mexico together. And we were in the airport waiting on our flight, and we had to stand up. Well, he started to lean on the wall, and he put his foot up on the wall. The travel agent came, not the travel agent, but the flight agent at the desk came on and said, "Sir, can you please get your foot off the wall?" And he was like, "Why are they acting all strange about me putting my foot on the wall? It's just a wall." I was like, "Bro, how would you feel if some stranger came in your house? The first thing he did is put his foot on your wall. Y'all talking, you want to put his foot down." I was like, "This isn't your home. We're not in our country. In our country, that would have been acceptable. But here, putting your feet on someone's wall is not acceptable. It's disrespect to the rules of their home." He's like, "Okay, so now I get it. Yes, it's their home. America is our home. Mexico is their home. They don't want your foot up on their wall. Just pull your foot down."
Yes, you're right. Cause traveling it broadens your horizon, and you get to look at things from a different perspective.
Different path, yeah. And some things that you see is black and white here, you go to another country, gives you a whole different perspective on the same aspect that you've been looking at already.
For sure.
Give you a new view of something that you may have been looking at.
I completely agree. I completely agree. When I went to the Bahamas, it was completely different than America. And I was just like, wow, sometimes we get so trapped in this bubble in America. We be like, man, we thinking that our way of life is the only way of life, and it's just so much more to life. And I honestly, I'm one of those people who I believe that traveling will save a lot of people's lives, depression, all of that. So I'm a huge advocate of that. Um, yeah, so what's your next trip you got coming up?
Well, next one I'm got coming up actually is a couple weeks out. I will be in Jamaica. I'm going to be there for about 4 or 5 days. I love Jamaica. I haven't been there in probably about 10 years. So I did want to go back. So the opportunity came up to go again. So I definitely took it. And I always tell people the one thing I loved about Jamaica was it's so many people there are dirt poor and happy. That is a great thing to be. It's not about the money. They still have their happiness. The one guy, he literally had a little shed, like a little shack on the side of the road. He painted blue and white, and in white he wrote Jamaica's first Walmart on the side.
Yeah, right.
I'm the guy, and we was dying. We was like, what? He's like, you gotta have a sense of humor here. He's like, we'll never get him Walmart here, and because he was kind of between Runway Bay and Montego Bay.
Yeah.
And he had his little shack.
Yeah, that's hilarious. He said Jamaica's first Walmart.
He's like, you think I'm poor? I'm happy here. He's like, my shack is right at the beach. Every morning I get up, I see the ocean.
Yes.
You go to the grocery store and buy food. I got chickens right here. I get eggs. I can have chicken if I want breakfast. I got chicken. Like, we're a hog country. We have wild boar.
Yeah.
Right here, I can go right over here and catch a pig. Have bacon, ham, sausage for the year off of one of these boars.
That's
I
good.
want fish. I'll go out there and get the fish. Take me 10 minutes to catch fish.
That's beautiful.
So I'm talking about you think America's great because you go and you buy groceries. Buy food fresh. I know where it comes from every day.
That's beautiful. That is so.
I get to wake up every morning. I get up every morning and see the beauty of the sky right behind me. And he said, right in the middle, this big mountain has the world's best ganja on earth. If I want to get high, I climb that mountain, find some ganja, and come back and smoke it. I don't need anything.
And there you have it. And there y'all have it. So money is not everything. And you know, when you live in a society like America, we tend to forget that. But I'm gonna make that more of my focus this year, and I'm excited to see where I'm gonna be 5 years from now. And I'm also excited for you and your journey with your podcast. I enjoy listening to you. I'm happy that you was able to join me today, and I really want to thank you.
I'm glad you called and asked me to come on.
Yes. So tell my viewers where they can find you.
Okay, Tangent Media is the Tangent Media podcast. We are exclusively on Spotify right now. Our new episodes come out every Thursday. It has me, Two Aloysius, and my friend and co-host, O'Shea Art. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and I should say X now. Twitter/X.
It's always gonna be Twitter for me.
It's always Twitter to me too. I always have to remind myself it's X now. But O'Shea, you can find him at O'Shea Art on Instagram and on X and on TikTok, and then O'Shea_Art on Instagram. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter/X at 2_Aloysius. 2_Aloysius.
2_ I'm sorry, say that again.
We always post questions are on the Facebook page. We did the Facebook page for that because we have some viewers. I guess we found out we have some listeners that are older and they don't have Instagram or Twitter, so we put the fan page on Facebook so everybody can kind of enjoy it. So even on there, Tangent Media Podcast.
For sure. All the older community, everybody. One thing about it, if they don't have no other social media, they gonna have Facebook.
They have Facebook. They don't get the Twitter, they don't get the Threads, they don't get the Instagrams, but they do have a Facebook. And we want everybody to enjoy. Those people, even if you don't use your Facebook, you have one.
Yes, for sure. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, cuz, for joining us on Receipts with Real. I'm so excited that I got to have my blood cousin on the talk show with me today. So y'all be on the lookout for his content. I love y'all so much for being so supportive, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Thank you.